Okay, so I have a laptop. It's about 6 months old. I got it from Amazon. It's like 350 bucks, maybe a little less. It's one of the lower ends. It's an Intel i3. It has a 1 terabyte hard drive on there and 4 gigabytes of RAM. So I want to get it to perform a little better. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to put an 8 gigabyte RAM in there. So I'm going to increase the RAM by 8 gigabytes. And I'm also going to put a SSD, 500 gigabyte SSD in there. So I got these. I'm gonna upgrade this, and hopefully the performance will be a little better. So there's 3 screws on the back. So over here is our existing hard drive. The new hard drive is going to go here. It's an M2 style hard drive, and the additional RAM is going to go here. So let's start with our RAM. So that should go in. It just snaps in. And for our hard drive, SSD, this goes in here. This will go right in here. There's a standoff here. Have to unscrew this. Okay, so we installed our RAM and our SSD drive. And if you go here, we can check our RAM. Go there, go to Windows setting, and I just type RAM. View RAM info. And we see we have our 12 gigs of RAM. And next thing we got to do is we have to clone our hard drive over to our new SSD. And with the Crucial SSD, we got some cloning instructions. So we go to www.crucial.com/clone, and it brings us to Acronis. And so here's the screen. Choose your region. North America, United States. And it's going to go download. And the instructions say, select a language, and download and run the exe file and follow the on-screen instructions. So we'll go ahead and do that. So while that is downloading, I'm going to pause this. Okay, so we finished our download. It was about a little over 400 megs for the download. Now we're going to run it. We're going to open it up. And I never use the software, so I'm not sure what it's going to do. I'm going to make changes, yes. And I did not format the SSD, so it didn't say I had to do it, so I didn't do it. We'll see if that becomes an issue. So we're installing this Acronis software. Okay, so the install completed, and the only thing that happened, I can close my browser. The only thing that happened was it said install complete and it says start application, so I'm going to do that. See what happens. License agreements. Tools. Let's do clone. Automatic. All your partitions from the source will be copied to the target. A few simple steps and your new hard disk will be made bootable. Your existing partitions will be automatically resized to fit the target hard disk. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Okay, source disk. This is the Toshiba's, the hard drive. So I'm going to click here. Okay, destination. Here we go. So disk 2, this is not initialized. And this is our 500 gigabyte SSD. So we will do that. Okay, so our drive was cloned, and now it says to use the clone drive on the current hardware, we turn off the computer, remove the source drive, and install the clone drive in place of the source drive, and then turn on the computer on. Well, I'm not gonna remove the source drive because I'm still gonna use that for data. But we'll see what we have. I'm going to click OK. And I'll get out of this. And I could probably just do a BIOS setting. But before I do that, I'm going to go here. And I'm going to go to this PC. I see Windows. See Windows, devices, and drives. DVD. I don't see my other... I don't see the other one. Interesting. I don't see it there. I am going to go here. And I'm going to go to disk management. Let's see what we got. Create and format partitions. Okay, so disk 1, that's our clone. This is our SSD, and we got to make this the primary boot. This is the C drive. Let's see if we can do that in the BIOS. So I'm going to turn the computer off. I'll do a restart. think if I hit F2, I can get into the BIOS, we'll see. Okay, system BIOS. Okay, let me look to see what the setting is here. Okay, so we're gonna go security, boot. We have our boot priority order. Windows Boot Manager. And this guy is our SSD, and we want to move this up. And I gotta hit F6 to move it up in the order. Okay. And that should work. I'll hit F10 to save and exit. Save configuration and exit. So this should boot from the SSD now. Hopefully. Okay, I'm going to log in. Okay, I'm now logged in. After I change the BIOS, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to this PC. So here's the C drive. We can see we have, this is the SSD. You can see. And we have this E drive. That's the one that's the terabyte. So I am booting from the SSD, it appears. So also if I go here, go to disk management. So disk 1, that's our SSD. Here's the C drive that we boot from, and disk 0, that's the terabyte. So I did not need to remove the hard drive. I could just change it in the BIOS and it seemed to work. So that's the change, and I'll see how much of a performance boost that gives. So here's the performance changes for the Acer laptop. It's a $350 i3. It's an Acer with 4 gigabytes of RAM. Upgraded it to 12 gigabytes and added an SSD drive. Performance was very good with it after the upgrade. RAM and the SSD was $70 and $80 each, so I'm about $500 into the computer. Before the upgrade, computer was very laggy. It took a long time to boot up with the upgrades. Yeah, I mean, I have no issues with it. I'm not wanting an i5 at all. The i3 seems to do the job for me. That's the upgrade, and that's how I did it. Thank you for watching.